You're all going to die later. So I think about that all the time. So, I don't know. I don't have these same problems with uncertainty. Or if I look at, some people get so stressed out with the stock market, and I don't feel much at all about the stock market. I think, another Charlie Munger quote, but Charlie says, the stock market is a machine that transfers money from impatient people to patient people. So if you need something right now, if we need a result right now, life's just not that way. Like, I make fun of traders, trading traders all the time. Even when he's like, oh, you wake up and do some trading. No, I don't. No, I don't. It's just not how would a significant amount of value be created in an entity, this afternoon or in a couple of minutes in a little algorithmic trade. Like, I don't know. And then you say, well, somebody's making money with that. Okay, but you got funds out there that are managing. Some of these funds are managing over $1 trillion, several, and they can hire the best computer scientists. They can hire the best PhDs of all sorts. You can hire the best people in the world to build those algorithms to, when is the proper time to execute those trades. And then they spend a ton of money having the best internet service, even by real estate, Yeah. Yeah. So their trade can go through, a couple thousandths of a second before somebody else's trade can go through. So then some dumbass who never studied finance is going to build a better model than that in his little 80 IQ brain. How the would that work? How the would that happen? Where on earth would anything like that take place and be sustainably true? Some goofball on Instagram is like, I'm 19 and I've learned the secret to making money consistently, trading forex. You don't even know what the forex means. What does a 22-year-old know about the global economics, or 19-year-old knows about foreign exchange? To understand those currency fluctuations from one currency to another, you have to understand political science. You have to understand all sorts of, the history of scoundrelity. Got to read every Robert Greene book. Got to read The Prince at least twice. How the fuck would some 19 or 22-year-old have such an insight? It's not possible. It's not possible. So I don't know. I find those things humorous, but dumb fucks out there want to believe that. They're like, if that kid could do it, maybe I can too. So not only is he so brilliant that he figured this shit out by 19, but now he's going to share some super proprietary information with your dumb ass for. How would that happen? It's extraordinarily complex with the way some of these things run. And I don't even know the computer science part. I just know some of the inputs that are going into that. But again, some of those funds have trillions of dollars. And some goofball kid is going to say, he knows better. Nobody does. So you can't play that game, to have any amount of success in those games, you have to play it like that. And, if you're not managing $1 trillion, you kind of can't. Citadel was loaning money, and I think I can't think of the guy's name at the moment, but I think he's brilliant.
Ken Griffin?
Yeah, Ken. Citadel loaned a couple $1 billion to Melvin Capital. Melvin Capital is betting heavily against me. The positions that I had in Macerich and some of these other companies at that time, they were shorting the hell out of that, and. I talk. I know a little bit about them. I talked to some of my other friends that work on Wall Street in notable positions, and they're like, yeah, the guys over there are pretty smart, and they're betting against me heavily. They had $40 billion. I think it's $40 billion under management at one time. Maybe it's 37, but something like 37, 40 billion. And by the time they covered their shorts and closed those positions, I made over 40 million. They returned $8 billion and closed the fund. So they lost about $30 billion. But the point of what I was saying earlier, of like, you do have to have the audacity to be like, no, I think I'm right and I think they're wrong. I'm patient for things like that. They're like, I mean, I don't know what has to happen to the human brain to be wrong about some of those things. That I like things that are boring and have a high probability of success over time. And I don't know how much time. I don't know if it's 18 months or 48 months. I don't know. But some of the positions I was taking at that time were just like, well, I think women are going to want to go shopping in the future. I think they're going to want to do it at a place that's like low crime and they feel safe and comfortable. The bathroom's not full of graffiti. There's not a turd on the floor. So I think women are going to want to go shopping in a place that's clean, safe, convenient. And their social status depends on that. It's part of being a fancy woman is having a fancy man that you can spend superfluous resources. And that's how women show off to each other. They want to go buy some colorful, stupid shit they don't need. And that's such a strong thing. I've talked to numerous people about this. And some people mentioned to me, so, God damn it, my wife will go shopping with her friends and spend a couple $1,000s on and then go to the store by herself the next day and return the and get the money back. That's how strong that desire is for her to show off in front of her friends. That's what a woman is. So yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of these things are going to turn out just fine.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.